Hello and welcome back to the 103 podcast. I'm your co-host, Jad Albrou.
And your other co host, Juliana Antor.
So last night we both went to see a play in downtown Montreal. The play was called Alternatives and it was written by Drew Hayden Taylor. There was a lot of interesting topics in this play. So today, for this episode, that's what we'll be talking about. So first of all, I would like to point out a recurring theme in the play, and it's the way that Native identity is displayed. I think there's a lot to be said about that. For example, let's take a look as to how Drew Hayden Taylor critiques culturalism. On one hand, you have Angel. He's a native man who grew up on an indigenous reserve. Through his dialogue with the other characters, you get to understand that he doesn't want his native background to be the first thing which people think of when seeing him, but rather he wants it to be the fact that he writes science fiction for a living. On the other hand, there is Colleen, who is much older than Angel. She teaches native literature in university and she has Jewish backgrounds. But here again, she isn't interested in that part of her. She's attracted to indigenous culture, ironically, way more than Angel is. One scene which struck me during the play was when Angel asks Colleen to translate a sentence to his native dialect, something which she does with ease. He then asks her to do the same, but with Hebrew, and this time she is left speechless. I personally think that what Drew Hayden Taylor tried to show in this scene is that it's not because you are born a certain way that you should let it define your interests or personality. For Angel, for example, he doesn't want his native identity to be what characterizes him because he feels like that would open doors to stereotypes. As of Colleen, we can assume that maybe she finds her culture boring and she wants to be part of something different. In a word, both characters go against the concept of culturalism.
And now, let's focus on how does the relationship between Colleen and Angel evolve throughout the play. At the beginning, they were like newlyweds, deeply in love. Unable to stop cuddling and teasing each other, they resembled little children, evoking joy. In short, they represented the very definition of lovebirds. However, when Angel learns that Colleen has invited his old friends from his indigenous reserve, he becomes very offended. He doesn't hesitate to make this clear to her, creating some tension in the relationship. He sees it as a betrayal, while she sees it as a right to know about his past life and his secrets. Just when it seems that this tension is fading away with the arrival of the guests and their good spirits, it only increases. And this time, the roles are reversed. In fact, Colleen discovers Angel with his ex in a very questionable and doubtful position. Obviously, this raises suspicions and does nothing to improve the connection between the couple. Finally, the icing on the cake is when Angel reveals that his made-up stories when he was younger in the reserve are part of the recognized book used by Colleen for her doctoral thesis. Their relationship becomes a complete mess and they start questioning if they might be using each other, if they might be searching for and finding themselves through each other. At the end, there is like a mutual breakup between them.
So that's it for today. Thank you for sticking till the end. We'll see you next week for another episode. Bye.